Hi, everybody. Welcome to GRS 598, Foundations of Professional Writing and Research. Your course number might be 398. It's the same course. It exists for graduating seniors and for incoming graduate students. So depending on where you are, your thing may say GRS 398. It is the same class with the same people. So fear not. So I want to give you a brief tour of the course and explain a few things. So unlike most online courses at Siena, this is a 15-week course for 4.5 credits instead of an 8-week course for 3. So what does that mean? It means there's a little more work than a normal 15-week 3-credit course, but not as much as you would cram in to a 3-credit course in 8 weeks. So we try to, we're giving you a little more time because there's so much information we need to cover. And so, in order to do that, we obviously thought, well, we would make it worth a little more credit too, because you're spending the extra time on it. So it is packed. It is a packed course. Plan on putting in 10 hours a week minimum, I would say, to this course. Not all of it in the course. Don't plan on being physically in the course 10 hours a week. That is not what I mean. But you'll see as you start to look through here, you've got this ePortfolio project. You can click on that. There'll be an example of Professor Ryder has an example of what her ePortfolio looks like. So you'll see that in the announcements. So you can check that out to see what hers looks like. So the ePortfolio project is explained in here in detail, so you can check that out. But each week is full of things to do. So you can take a look through here and say, okay, well, what are we doing each week? Here's the overview, and it'll kind of tell you. Each week has an overview, and you can click on it, and you can navigate the course in a couple of different ways. There'll be hot links in the course overviews where you can link to things for the different lectures, and you can jump from week to week, or you can use these buttons down here where it's previous and next, and of course my thing's in the way. So you can just go here and it'll just take you through the course chronologically. Here you go. Here's something that you need to take a look at, and you just kind of look through here. So however you choose to do it, whenever you come into the course, I've set the course home to be the module view, so you get an idea of what's going on. And then over to the right, the calendar is here. So always make sure you're checking this out, because that's when everything is due. And then there's no surprises. This is always here. It updates. You can see the due dates are here as well. But this is what you want to do. Now, the virtual study hall, you'll notice that the day is January 6th, which is the day that the course technically opens. If you don't get this done specifically on Saturday, the world will not come crashing to an end. It's just something that I want you to do before the class gets started, so that you've looked through here and you've introduced yourself, and then everybody knows you're here and an active participant. Because the course is going to have a small number of people, the discussion, you'll check your email, or there'll be an announcement about exactly what the rules for discussion will be, and I'll have you all respond to that. Because if we only end up with a handful of people, the posting on 3 days, 5 times on 3 days may change to just having you respond to everyone in a certain. We'd shrink the number of days, but I'd also encapsulate it. So instead of it being that discussion runs from Monday through Friday, maybe we would say discussion is going to run from Monday through Thursday, and then we kind of would force everyone in there. We can get everybody inside there to check things out and really just focus on discussion for those 3 or 4 days, and then you can move on to other things. So, because what you don't want when there's only a handful of people in the course is to have one person get in there and post early, which is fine, but then that person's waiting around. And if discussion goes all week, if there's only 3 people and one person has more availability on Monday and everybody else has more availability on Thursday, well, that first person is never going to really be part of the discussion. So that's something we will work out together once we get a final head count on the course. So keep that in mind as we go forward. So once you have looked through here and you posted to the study hall, and you've gone through everything here, then the rest of the course will open to you. So go ahead and look through everything. If you have any questions at all, absolutely ask me. There's nothing that that is that is out of bounds. If you're confused about something, if you're not sure about when things are due, you're not sure about what you're supposed to do when, go ahead and ask me, hey, what about this and what about that? And when am I supposed to do these things? So, I'm here to help you. There's a lot going on in this class. It is time consuming, but it's really going to help you. If you decide you're going to put the work in and you're going to do the reading and you're going to do the writing and you're going to practice, you're going to be honest and you're going to ask questions, you are going to do fine. If you say, well, there's only 3 people in the class and discussion's only a couple of days a week, and you really, truly are going to try to cram this whole course into 1 day a week. If you say, well, I'm just going to do all the work on Saturdays, or everything seems to be due on a Friday, so I'm going to do all my work, whatever, however you decide you want to do it by cramming it all in a day or two, you're not going to be successful. The way that you're going to become a better reader and a better writer at this level is to do the work and to practice at it. It's the 10,000 hours idea. You don't need to spend 10,000 hours here, but you need to spend hours. You need to spend 100 hours this semester working on this class, minimum. Maybe a little bit more, right? If you do 10 a week, 15 weeks, 150 hours of your life to become a better reader and a better writer and at the graduate level. And what we've discovered is that most people have never really read academic journals that are written geared at graduate students. And if you haven't done that, and now I'm asking you to write at that level and read at that level, it's overwhelming. So that's why we're taking our time. It's 15 weeks. You have time to make mistakes. You have time to learn. You have time to ask questions, learn from each other, collaborate with your classmates, reach out to me. Okay. You'll look down here and you'll see there's different types of readings depending on what field you're in. So when throughout the semester, you'll see things that says, select a journal entry, go down there and there's pre-approved articles that were curated by our librarians and, to make sure that they're all above board. So if you need to reach me, check out the syllabus here. There's my office number. There's my Siena Heights email. And you can use the people tab here and you can get my email that way. All right. So don't panic. There's definitely a lot to do, but it's going to be okay. Right. I mean, you can check this out and see how things are going to work here. Right. 40% of your grade is discussions. Well, if we're going to try to get discussions down to 3 or 4 days because there's only a few people here, well, that seems fair. That's 40% of your week is spent on discussion, which means 60% of your week is spent doing other things. So, but take this seriously. If you choose to not participate in the discussions, you're really going to hurt yourself. And when there's only a handful of people, you're actually hurting your classmates too. So the final portfolio, it's a holistic grade. You're either going to get the points, or you're not going to get the points because you do the things that we ask you to do, and that's explained. You see the essay is worth 35%. It's a big deal. Right? That's a huge percentage of your final grade, but we're working on that throughout the semester. You're building on it and building on it. And then, different assignments and things you're going to turn in are worth 15%. So, the course in and of itself is again, there's a lot of work, and I'm not trying to be dour or make you feel overwhelmed, but I am saying, make sure that you take this seriously. Make sure you reach out for help when you need it. I will be here to help. Everything will be okay, I promise. And if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a lot of fun.